me. He said, if you want to become an artist, you be prepared to die as a poor man. 1991 ke 92, my salary was 5 lakhs per month, tax free. My guru, being a Parsi, not a Muslim or a Hindu, he was poor fellow. He didn't have as much recognition as possible. But as a singer, he was too good. I keep forgetting. What can you expect from a man of 90?
नमस्कार, स्वागत है आपका हमारे आज के एपिसोड में द आर्ट कनेक्ट स्टूडियो प्रेजेंट्स द आर्टिस्ट टीवी. I promise the episode today is going to be a journey to the past, a nostalgic journey of art and music. The artist whom we are meeting today, उनके पास में एक एक्सपीरियंस का सागर है, एक आर्ट जर्नी का एक पूरा बहुत बड़ा सागर उनके पास में है और हम ये देखना चाहते हैं कि आज हम उस सागर में गोता लगा के कितने मोती निकाल सकते हैं. तो लेट मी इंट्रोड्यूस मिस्टर सुजन जी. सर नमस्कार.
नमस्ते.
स्वागत है आपका हमारे एपिसोड में. आई एम overwhelmed that I am here today to meet you. You know, I am actually speechless because when I have read your book, looking at your experience and looking at all the achievements you've done, I really feel that you are an inspiration for me and so many people who would be watching this series.
I am a small artist. I started my career with HSBC, the British Bank, as a junior. And in course of time, I started working for Mercantile Bank, which was a part of Hong Kong Bank, HSBC. And then I went to, after about 22 years, I went to Oman. I joined a French bank, Societe Generale, which is as good as our State Bank of India. I worked there for about 8 to 10 years and then came back to India. I was not happy. Once again, I went to Saudi Arabia as vice president of ABN AMRO Bank, which is a Dutch bank. So in short, I worked for 4 international banks. That's how I started my career as a
banker.
Yeah.
Like you were a banker, but there was an art in your blood.
Yeah.
You come from a family of artists, and you started your art journey at a very early age.
I inherited my music talent from my uncle, who was the first music director of Hindi cinema. And then Naushad, then C. Ramchandra and Anil Biswas followed. His name was Sujan Rane. He was my father's elder brother. He used to work for Sagar Movie Town in Calcutta.
Okay.
मेरी कजिन्स कविता और गांधारी राणे वो कोरस में गाती थी. हमारे घर में शमशाद बेगम और अमित भाई कर्नाटक की आती थी.
Okay.
मैं 13, 14, 15 साल का था. उसके बाद आस्ते आस्ते आशा भोसले, she was in love with a Bhosle, who was a clerk in rationing office in Dadar. And उसके बाद लता मंगेशकर आने लगी. From that time, the influence of music was so much that I was mad after Talat Mehmood. Shukriya, shukriya, shukriya hai pyar tera. Shukriya, shukriya, shukriya hai pyar. ये उसके बाद एक इंसिडेंट हुआ था यहाँ लोखंडवाला में. श्याम गम की कसम आज गमगीन हम आ भिजा मेरे सनम श्याम गम की कसम. ये खय्याम के सामने गाया था. खय्याम ने कंपोज किया था. खय्याम साहब माफ कीजिए अगर मुझसे कुछ गलती हो जाएगी तो. नहीं गाई. तो ये गाना है. There was a time when I knew each and every ghazal of Talat Mehmood.
Okay.
That was a story. Anil Biswas was our neighbor. और उनका लड़का प्रदीप विश्वास वाज माय क्लासमेट. तो एक दिन अनिल विश्वास गजल सिखाते थे, बहुत खूबसूरत आदमी को सिखाते थे. ए दिल मुझे ऐसी जगह ले चल जहाँ कोई न हो, अपना पराया मेहरबाना मेहरबा कोई न हो. ये गजल अनिल विश्वास सिखाते थे. वो आदमी बहुत खूबसूरत था. और ये आदमी कौन था? तलत महमूद.
ओह,
अनिल विश्वास पेटी के ऊपर सिखाते हैं. मैं छोटा था और एक वीक में तलत शॉट इनटू फेम. ये दिस वाज द गजल. ऐ दिल मुझे ऐसी जगह ले चल जहाँ कोई. मेरी लाइफ में कितने हो गए. आई लेफ्ट वेल पेइंग जॉब्स, एटलीस्ट 10 वेल पेइंग जॉब्स for music and painting.
That is one sacrifice which
In 1991 ke 92, my salary was 5 lakhs per month, tax free in Saudi Arabia.
in Saudi Arabia.
But I didn't care. To hell with that, and I came to Bombay. ऐसा था.
That is the passion.
That is the passion.
When you have passion towards art, you don't actually look at money.
About my painting, I got all my talents from my father, who was a professional painter and a fellow of the School of Art. He painted some mural paintings for Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi, which was then called Viceregal Lodge, because the Viceroy of India used to live there. And he never taught me. He said, if you want to become an artist, you be prepared to die as a poor man. So he never taught me painting, but it runs in my blood, so it comes automatically.
Right.
This is how I started. But there wasn't any opportunity for painting or music till about 77.
Okay.
Because that was the year I left India and I went to Muscat.
Right.
Muscat, of course, was a very open country which encouraged art and painting and music and all. I did a lot of recitals there, even for Pakistani club. So, to speak about my music journey, I started with Firoz Dastur, a Kirana Gharana doyen, who was a Guru Bandhu of Bhimsen Joshi and Gangubai Hangal of Kirana Gharana. There are 4 gharanas in Indian classical music: Kirana, Jaipur, Agra and Gwalior. Kirana Gharana is known for emotional content.
Okay.
The man who established Kirana Gharana was famous Abdul Karim Khan. He was the court singer of Maharaja Gaikwad of Baroda.
Okay.
Abdul Karim Khan was to proceed to Pondicherry to sing before Ghosh. As he was proceeding, he had pains in his chest and he died on the platform of after doing namaz.
Okay.
But that time, all his Brahmin disciples, all his disciples were Brahmins. They were in tears. He said, no, don't cry. Continue this art in the succeeding generations. One of the things which I read, तुम काहे को नेहा लगाए सजन तुम काहे को नेहा लगाए अरे नेहा लगाए काहे को नेहा लगाए तुम काहे को नेहा. This was one of his records of Abdul Karim Khan, which made him very immortal and which has been my favorite.
Sir, before moving ahead with the entire journey, I would want to know and understand your guru, Firoz Dastur sir.
मैंने फिरोज जी को पहला रिलीजियस प्लेस शिरडी साई बाबा वहाँ सुना था. He started with Rag Avogai Kanra, which is one of the favorite rags of Kirana Gharana. At the end of the recital, they announced it was Firoz Dastur ji. So I was surprised, neither a Muslim nor a Hindu, because this area of talent or artistry is dominated by Muslims and Hindus.
Right.
But Parsi is a rare rare. It was a rarity for a Parsi gentleman to sing in such a well manner.
Hmm.
It was Firoz Dastur's recital at Lakshmi Bagh in Opera, opposite Opera House. He sat at 4 o'clock early morning. The way he sang Komal Vasavari, and that made me mad actually. It was in short. I'll just sing only for 2 minutes or 2 seconds rather.
Yes, sir.
पिता की जय कौ संग बलमा तुझे पिता पिता की. So this was the song which actually captured my mind. I was so spellbound. I was after him, and one day I happened to meet him in Fort area in Bombay.
Okay.
He said, "No, I don't teach anybody because I am a professional singer. But since you're so keen, you can come and I'll see if you have any talents." So I went to his house, Grant Road, Lubas building. And when I went to his house, he said, "कुछ गा के बताओ." तो आई सेड मुझे कुछ आता नहीं, सरगम बिरगम में तो पहचानता नहीं, खाली मैं थोड़ा सा गाता हूँ एक अब्दुल करीम का चीज, भवदाया रता जो बना, भवदाया रता जो बना, मैं का नजर नहीं आवंदा रे, भवदाया रता जो बना. This is what I sang, and he said, "You know something, you have some talent, so I'll continue with you." And I was thrilled because such a great singer was to teach me.
Right.
So I went home, I was full of excitement, and I told my mother that, well, he has agreed to teach me.
Okay.
I was taught in the same room where Savai Gandharva taught him, where his guru taught him.
Wow.
I went to his house for about almost 30 years. Firoz Dastur was an extremely surreal man, more surreal than Bhimsen Joshi or Pandit Jasraj.
Okay.
My guru, being a Parsi, not a Muslim or a Hindu, he was poor fellow. He didn't have as much recognition as possible. But as a singer, he was too good.
Hmm.
As time passed, I used to accompany him on the stage. One of the important places was Savai Gandharva, where I sang with him. Bhimsen was sick, and Dasturji sang Bilas Khani Todi,
Uh-huh.
which was extremely sweet.
Wow.
I sang at many places, Nehru Center, for example, in London, and then Bruhan Maharashtra Mandal in Oman.
Uh-huh.
I sang in Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi.
Uh-huh.
Then I sang at Sayajirao Gaikwad University, Baroda. Then I sang at Kala Academy, Goa, and a small recital at Kanyakumari, Swami Vivekananda. These were some of the main recitals of mine.
Right.
There are so many, at least 40, 50 recitals during the whole course of time.
Okay.
So that was, in short, my music story.
At a very young age, you started making illustrations, and tell us about that journey, like how you published your. Right,
There
sir.
was a weekly called Shankar's Weekly, which was published from New Delhi. It had a section for children, and I thought of sending my pictures. I was only maybe 16, 17 years old, and I sent some of my pencil drawings to that weekly, and they readily published.
Wow.
This was followed by Illustrated Weekly of India, which was edited by a Britisher called C.R. Mandy. And I drew a picture of the famous Irish playwright George Bernard Shaw. So his picture was printed in the weekly. That was another inspiration for me.
You did something for Sultan of Oman also.
That was another milestone in my painting career. I went to Oman in '77, and I was looking for opportunity to paint. Luckily, Sultan of Oman, Sultan Qaboos, as he was popularly known, I drew his life-size portrait, which was visited by many people. One of the visitors was Wadekar, the cricket captain.
अच्छा, अजीत वाडेकर.
Ajit Wadekar had come to my house and he saw the painting. And the painting was appreciated by many people. I wanted to give that painting to Sultan Qaboos as a parting gift before my contract came to an end. But the Indian ambassador said no, he couldn't approach the Sultan because after all he was the ruler.
Okay.
So finally I decided to give that painting to one of the directors of the bank, Said Shaksi, Sheikh Said Shaksi. The painting is still there. It's a life-size portrait of Sultan Qaboos of Oman. But one of the royal family members, Sheikh Mehmood, happened to see the portrait.
Okay.
And he said, would you correct about 25 pictures in my house? I said, no, I can't touch the pictures of other artists. I may spoil them. But I wouldn't mind painting your picture. So I painted his picture with Sultan Qaboos in naval dress.
Uh-huh.
And he liked it very much. That portrait is still in Oman.
So I have read your book, a beautiful book which you have compiled, and all these questions are, like reading that book actually makes me very inquisitive about understanding your journey. So somewhere around 97, 2000, you had exhibited around more than 20 paintings of various
Yes,
artists.
it was a convention of Marathi mandals in
Uh-huh.
America. In America, every state has a Marathi mandal.
Okay.
So there are 50 mandals.
Hmm.
They get together every 2 years, once every 2 years. So it is one of the conventions at Calgary in Canada. My 20 portraits of Hindustani classical musicians like Bismillah Khan, Badi Ghulam Ali Khan, Fayaz Khan, Alladia Khan, Abdul Karim Khan, Bhimshen Joshi, Jasraj, all these paintings were exhibited. One of the invitees was Manoj Joshi, the speaker of lower house,
Uh-huh.
then cardiologist Neetu Bandke,
Okay.
and editor Pawar of Sakal newspaper. So these are some of the prominent people who visited my exhibition.
Okay.
The exhibition took place in the year 2000, which was preceded by Nehru Center, Nehru Art Gallery, Worli, then Shanmukhananda San. So these centers were there where I exhibited my paintings.
Mm-hmm.
So in course of time, I started painting portraits of private individuals.
Uh-huh.
In Baltimore, in Texas, there was one lawyer, Kashikar, then one senior executive of Reserve Bank of India, Pradhan, who was her boss, who was my wife's boss. And then I keep forgetting, what can you expect from a man of 90?
Age is just a number.
One of the individuals was Senator Peter Inverso of Republican Party of America. He invited me to his office and I said to him, you're a senator after all. I would like to paint your portrait. He says, no, no, I'm a small man. He didn't have even his jacket. So I took off my jacket and gave it to him. Then I took a few pictures and in due time, I made a life-size portrait of his, which is in his office at Route 130 in New Jersey. Then I painted a portrait of Swami Chinmayananda, which is in the Chinmaya Mission, New Jersey. I took this portrait to Canada. I wanted to sell it for $10,000. And all the heads of Chinmaya Mission from India and all over the world, they had gathered at that place. They said, no, we are not interested in any monetary transaction. We are a religious body. But we will allow you to exhibit your portrait. So I exhibited my portrait. It wasn't sold. I brought it back and then it was purchased by Swami at Swami Chinmayananda Mission, New Jersey.
Okay.
It is still there. Similarly, I carried a portrait of Vivekananda from New Jersey to Swami Vivekananda Kendra mission in Kerala. It cost me $600 to carry the portrait. That portrait is still in the office of Swami Vivekananda Kendra.
You had painted Pandit Jasraj ji, and when I saw that painting, it initially I thought it was a photograph.
Photograph.
It's such a live painting which you've done. So
The story is like this. Pandit Jasraj had called me to his house at 7 Bungalow. When I went to his house, he wasn't there. Shantaram's daughter was there. She said, no, Pandit Jasraj नहीं है इधर. So I said, उन्होंने मुझे बुलाया है, इसलिए मैं आया हूँ यहाँ.
हाँ.
In the meantime, Jasraj telephone call was there. He said, वो राणे साहब आए हैं क्या? उनको भेजिए. So then I went there. He took me to another place. I wanted to study his complexion, his color, and the way he was sitting, the way he was expressing. That's how I went to his house, and I made a portrait, which is one of my best portraits. By the time I finished my portrait, Jasraj wasn't there. Jasraj had gone to America.
तो जब आपने जसराज जी को उनकी पेंटिंग फाइनली जब दिखाई, जब वापस आ गए, तब उनका रिएक्शन कैसा था?
वो बोले थे, राणे साहब मैं खुद आईना में देखता हूँ ऐसा लगता है.
क्या बात है.
इतना अच्छा बनाया आपने. क्योंकि उन्होंने देखा नहीं था, पहले देखा नहीं थे, बाद में देखा. क्योंकि जब पेंटिंग पूरी हो गई थी तब वो मैं अमेरिका में था और वो भी अमेरिका में थे. रेडिटन सेंटर वाज द नेम ऑफ द प्लेस. वहाँ उनका गाना था. वो बोले थे क्या बिल्कुल ऐसा लगता है मैं आईना में देखता हूँ. एंड ही लाइक्ड इट वेरी मच. But I have preserved that portrait. I would not like to sell that portrait because it is too good. This was followed by a portrait of Sachin Tendulkar. I had a mind to paint a portrait of Sachin Tendulkar because after all he put cricket on the world map, and especially his record of 100 centuries.
God of cricket.
And he went to see Bradman also.
Right.
So I did his portrait. This portrait is going to be hung in 1KD Pawar Academy.
Wow.
At 1KD Stadium. Talk is going on. And then there are 6 portraits which are going to be hung in Kala Academy Goa or NCPA. Those talks are going on because the final meetings have not taken place.
Right.
So these are some of my achievements in the field of painting. There are many portraits which I have painted. I keep forgetting because of my age. My age comes in my way.
I don't think so. Your age comes in your way. So why don't you recite something and sing something which comes to your which is very close to your heart?
In the classical music, Rag Patadip has been one of my favorites, which was sung by Wahid Khan, one of the stalwarts of Kirana Gharana. उनको लोग पूछते थे, खान साहब आप यही राग बार बार गाते हैं क्यों? अरे भाई पूरी जिंदगी एक राग पूरा नहीं गाने के लिए पूरी नहीं. तो इसलिए दैट संग राग इज पिया नाये आये पिया नाये आये पिया ये एक ब्रेथ में तान है. ये मैं कोशिश करता हूँ. अब उम्र की वजह से इतना होता नहीं.
सर कहाँ उम्र तो कहीं टच ही नहीं कर रही. इतना मेरे को इतना जोश आ रहा है आपको देख के. तो उम्र एक थोड़ी ठुमरी है मैं गाता हूँ. अरे जादू भरली कोनल बेली के न
न रस ले जा आ रस ले रस ले नैना रस ले। ये अब्दुल करीम खान की फेमस रिकॉर्ड है। कहाँ अब्दुल करीम खान कहाँ मैं, लेकिन बहुत मशहूर है। भीमसेन भी गाते थे, मेरी गुरु भी गाते थे, सवाई गंधर भी गाते थे, गंगूबाई हंगल भी गाते थे। किराना घराना was always popular for emotional content.
Emotional.
They never believed in technicalities. Abdul Karim was criticized many times, but he said, no, to hell with technicalities. Emotion, दर्द होना चाहिए।
आपने बड़े गुलाम अली खान साहब का भी पोर्ट्रेट बनाया है।
बड़ी गुलाम अली का गाना पोदार कॉलेज हॉल में था, और उस टाइम उनको पैरालिसिस का अटैक आया था। तो उनके शागिर्द ने उनको उठा के स्टेज पर बैठाया, और बड़े गुलाम अली खान ने यमन राग से शुरू किया उन्होंने रिसाइटल। उनके पीछे उनका लड़का मुनावर अली बैठा था। मुनावर अली ने एक तान ले ली, तो बड़े गुलाम अली बोले, मुनावर, रियाज करके कोई भी तान ले सकता है, दिल से गाओ, दिल से गाओ। दैट आई रिमेंबर, स्टिल टुडे आई रिमेंबर दैट। गाना ये टेक्निकलिटी नहीं है, ये दिल का कुछ संबंध है।
राइट।
तो बड़े गुलाम अली का गाना, मैं तो उनको पहचानता नहीं था, लेकिन उनका गाने का असर जबरदस्त था। वो पोदा कॉलेज हॉल में था गाना उनका, और हॉल वाज फुल ऑफ सिंगर्स। इतना उनकी इनकी पॉपुलैरिटी इतनी थी। वो स्टोरी आपको पता होगा, जब मुगल आजम वो स्टोरी बताए, के आसिफ और नौशाद गए बड़े गुलाम अली के पास, खान साहब आपका गाना चाहिए। नहीं भाई, मैं फिल्म में गाता नहीं कभी, आप जो कुछ मांगोगे मैं देने को तैयार है। तो बड़े गुलाम ने 25,000 मांगा। उस जमाने में लता मंगेशकर को 600 रुपया 1000 रुपया मिलता था मैक्सिमम। 25,000 बड़े गुलाम ने समझा कि ये वापस जाएंगे, दोनों ने वापस भेज दी ब्लैंक चेक 25,000। तो बड़े गुलाम बोले, प्रेम के मार कटा न सैयारा ये गाना है।
सो मैं आई एम पुलिंग यू बैक। I want to know about your experience with portrait of कुंदनलाल साइगल।
कुंदनलाल साइगल की ऐसी स्टोरी थी, मेरे भाई किशोर राणे, cousin, he was a sound recordist in Sri Sound Studios, which was owned by Pandya Brothers in Dadar. मेरी उम्र कुछ 14, 15, 16, 17 ऐसे साल थी। मैं उनके साथ जाता था, दिलीप कुमार, राज कपूर, उनके शूटिंग हो रहा था, मैं देखता था। एक दिन क्या हुआ, सामने से एक आदमी आ रहा था, टॉल आदमी, सिल्क शर्ट, सिल्क सदरा, सिगरेट का पासिंग शो। Those days passing show was a well-known brand.
Okay.
And he had a cigarette tin in his hand. तो मेरे भाई ने मेरी इंट्रोडक्शन कर दी, ये पागल है, म्यूजिक म्यूजिक म्यूजिक, सारा टाइम म्यूजिक। ये छोटा है, 13-14 लेकिन इसका दिमाग में म्यूजिक और दूसरा कोई नहीं, कुछ नहीं। तो म्यूजिक गाना कभी छोड़ना नहीं है। और ही पुट दैट टीन ऑन माई हेड, ही वॉज Kundanlal Saigal. I was surprised. I was only 14, 13, 15, 16, I don't remember. Then I painted his portrait in America. He used to overdrink. So Naushad ने एक टाइम उनकी 2 records, he made 2 records. One before drinking and one after drinking. And he says, Saigal साहब, आपको कौन सी अच्छी लगती है? So he naturally put before drinking के ऊपर उसने उंगली रखी थी। नौशाद साहब, आपने मुझे 15 साल पहले क्यों नहीं बताए? अगर 15 साल पहले बताते तो मैं छोड़ देती। Then another story of Saigal, Naushad and cameraman and everybody was waiting. Saigal did not turn up. For a long time, they were waiting and waiting and waiting. When he was passing through a locality where one boy was putting his head down on the cycle and was crying. तो बोला, साइकिल ने पूछा, क्या क्या हुआ? नहीं साहब, आप पेपर कोई लेते नहीं, संडे है, मुझे डिले हो गई, तो कोई लेता नहीं पेपर. तो साइकिल का पूछा, ऐसा है? तो ही हिमसेल्फ क्लाइम्ड ऑन दिस साइकिल
साइकिल
एंड पेपर 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 करके तो होल मोहल्ला में सब लोग पेपर, साइकिल के
साइकिल
हाथ से
पेपर.
पेपर. ऐसा साइकिल का दिल था.
क्या बात है. Sir, currently you are working on which projects? Like in the future, what are those
At
projects?
this stage, I am working on mainly three portraits. One is Sachin Tendulkar, which I am planning to give to Sharad Pawar's Academy at Wankhede Stadium. And I have a friend there whose name is Amol Prabhu.
Mm-hmm.
He is an architect, and his father designed Wankhede Stadium.
Okay.
He has taken interest in this, my request. So that is one thing. Second is 5 or 6 paintings which I wish to donate to Kala Academy Goa. If that doesn't work out, these paintings may be hung in NCPA, National Center for Performing Arts in Bombay. And the third is 3 paintings which currently are in my possession. They are Subhash Chandra Bose, Sardar Patel, and Bahal Gangadhar Tilak. These 3 portraits are, I have requested the government authorities to install them in the new Parliament House, which is constructed by Tatas. My request has been approved by the government officer. His name is Sharad Dwivedi. I have yet to receive a letter inviting me to Delhi. So these are the current pictures.
It's been a very nice conversation with you, and I really would want to sit and keep on listening to so much gems which are you're stored with you. Uh, like I would request you to say something, some message which you can give to our audience about art or about your experience, whatever, sir.
I think this request is too tall. I am a small man, a small artist in according to me. Uh, I have devoted my whole life, although I was in banking, I have devoted my whole life to music and painting. Both these arts have got something to do with emotion because, in my opinion, money doesn't last long, but the art, like music and painting, they last forever. That is my message to the younger generation. It's a Latin sentence, ars longa vita brevis. Art is long enough and life is short.
Short.
That is what my father used to say. This is my message to the younger generation of today. Art will continue. They are forever and forever and forever.
I am so glad and I am so thankful that you invited me to your house to be on my show. I'm like, I really have no words to thank you,
Nini,
but thank you,
thank you
sir.
so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much. Thank you all
Thank
of
you
you.
so much,
Firoz
sir.
ji and may
आशा करते हैं आपको हमारा ये आज का एपिसोड पसंद आया होगा. जैसे मैंने स्टार्टिंग में बताया था कि हम गोता लगाने जाएंगे उस सागर में जहाँ पे बहुत सारे जेम्स छुपे हुए हैं और मुझे यकीन है कि हम आज काफ़ी कुछ एनरिच्ड बाहर आए हैं, काफ़ी सारा खजाना लेके बाहर आए हैं. अ, अगर आपको हमारा एपिसोड पसंद आया हो तो हमारे कमेंट सेक्शन में ज़रूर बताएं और हमारे चैनल को लाइक, सब्सक्राइब और बेल आइकन दबाना ना भूलें. धन्यवाद. जय हिंद.
अरे जादू बदली कोनल बेली के नरसिले जा आ रसिले रसिले नैना रसिले जादू बदली नट जादू बदली कोनर बेली की नैना रसीले मदनी सा 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 रे सा सा नि ला नि रे सा नि ला नि मद सा रे गा 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 रे गा म रे गा रे सा नि सरि गरि सानि सानि ध नैना रसीले नैना रसीले नैना रसीले अरे जादू बरेली नजर जादू बरेली कौन बेली के नैना रसीले नजर से जहरीले नैना अरे नजर से जहरीले अरे माँ के नजर से मुहे घायल कर ली कोमल बेली के नैना रसीले नैना।
वाह, क्या बात है।